Okay, so we have, and this is why, and this video I want to do because I saw a clip of it, and I just definitely had to react to it because um, here we have a video where, the guys from Fresh and Fit podcast, they did a interview with Brittney Renner. Now we all know what type of girl she is, but he was put on the spot, and this is a clear video to show that he doesn't have game. And this is why I tell guys, you have to have game, right? Game is definitely the answer for a lot of things. Even if you have money, you're doing well and being successful, that's not the answer to everything. And this is like their thing. Their thing is be successful, make your page look good, this and that and the third. And when you do that, you'll get more options. Yes, that's the obvious. But not everybody wants to be rich. Not everybody has a perfect Instagram page. Not everybody's going to have that. And what is the alternative? Having game. And how he handled this situation here lets me know that he doesn't have game. Because I only saw the first few seconds of it. I was like, no, I got to find this clip and I have to react to it to give guys an example. And not to try to shit on them, not try to talk bad about them, but it's very evident. I've seen their episodes. My friend watches it. Randy watches it all the time, and they don't give the best solution. Basically, all they do is talk about female nature, this, that, and the third, and they don't give any solution. They don't talk about relationship dynamics. They don't talk about PUA stuff. They don't talk about approach game. I'm not a PUA coach or anything, but I do talk about pickup, and I have some approach game, right? I've did the research, the studies, count everything. Like I've done coaching. I've taken coaching from other guys myself, so it matters. But let's get into the video. Let's watch it first, and then we're gonna watch it again, and we're gonna react to it and break it down.
Because you said that you warn guys about girls like me, so tell me about girls like me.
Just
Humor
women
me.
in general. Like, I mean,
Well, no, don't women in general, because you literally specifically said before we got on here
This was all off-camera conversation.
that you did say that you warn guys about girls like me. So now that we're face to face, what kind of girl am I?
You're not special. You're like other girls. That's the key.
I'm not special.
Like,
So-
you're like other women that are
So
like.
what makes you special then?
I never said I was.
What do you gain from telling girls that they're not special? How does that make you feel? I mean, I know everything is a joke, but I'm asking you a real question. So how does it make you feel? Because if I say you're a bitch ass nigga, that does something for me, right? If I insult you, or if I tell you you're not special, you're forgettable, what does that do for me? No, but that doesn't. But that's what I'm saying. No, but I'm saying, what if I call you? If I just say that again, you're forgettable. That's why I didn't want to do you guys' podcast. Forgettable. Hate the setup. The name is underwhelming. I didn't really see the value in it. Right? That's how I feel. Right. But so that you warned.
Okay, so let's start it from the beginning. She starts off, and he's clearly nervous. If you pay attention to his body language, he starts laughing and says, "Oh, come on, what am I supposed to say to like?" And it's so crazy how he talks to all these other girls. This is how you know. It's so easy to spot guys who don't have game. It's so easy. But let's react to it. Let's talk about it.
Because you said that you warn guys about girls like me, so tell me about girls like me.
Just
Humor
women
me.
in general. Like, I mean,
Well, no, don't women in general, because you literally specifically said before we got on here
This was all off-camera
that
conversation.
you did say that
That's true.
you warn guys about girls like me. So now that we're face to face, what kind of girl am I?
You're not special. You're like other girls. That's the key.
I'm not.
All right, so boom. When she says, "What kind of girl am I?" Right, and she's like, "You're not special. You're like other girls." But that was very vague. See, if he had game, he could have played it out smooth. Like, even if he didn't want to have a confrontational conversation, you're not supposed to back down from things like that, because now she's putting you on the spot, and how you handle yourself you're being perceived, and now it's looking like he's being handled. And this podcast is going to get so many views, and that's not good for their brand. How you should have handled it was like, you're like every other girl. Meaning what? Like, how am I like every other girl? And you're like, well, you're very hypergamous. You want a guy who's making a lot of money. I've watched plenty of your videos. How you tell women, if you want to come up on a guy, get with an NBA player. They don't wear condoms, right? So I said, you're very hypergamous. You fall into that 80% of women who want a man that has a lot of money. You're a regular girl as far as that goes. As far as that goes, right? As far as that goes. And now they said this was an off-camera conversation, so obviously they didn't stick to any type of script. So he was a little put off. But let's continue.
Not special.
Like,
So,
you're like other women that are
so
like.
what makes you special then?
I never said I was.
What do you gain?
See, that's where he got stumped, and that's where he fucked up. Because now you're showing a lack of confidence. He didn't have an answer, right? And him saying not that I was, because when a girl says things like this, oh, what makes you special, or what makes you like, she's basically making him qualify himself. Now, when you learn approach game and you're trying to close a girl and you went through the various steps, one thing they teach you is to make her qualify herself. And one of the things to do that is you say, well, besides your looks, tell me, what do you have to offer besides your looks? Now, he could have handled that in two different ways, but this is clearly has no type of fucking game. He has no type of game. So when she says, oh, I never said I was special. Oh, so now you a basic nigga, so you proving her right? So you say, what he should have said and what I would have said off the top of my head just as a reaction, I was like, if I just said you're not special, why would I tell you why I'm special? I don't need to prove myself to you. If I just said you're like every other woman, why would I prove myself to you? I'm not going to tell you why I'm special. I don't need to. Who are you to tell? Who are you to ask me why am I special? And by saying and doing that, he's already degrading her by saying what he was saying, but now he puts her in a lower place, right? And to even elaborate on this point more, because as I start to talk, my mind gets flowing and these juices get flowing and then even better ideas come. I would have said, listen, my point is, if you're like every other girl, tell me, what do you have to offer besides your looks? Because it seems like it's gotten you everywhere. I can't think about you being in a very long-term relationship. Your baby father was how long of a relationship? And it makes me think, like, what separates you from every other woman? Because looks is not going to impress anybody. And this is the type of conversation that I would have with this woman. But this motherfucker clearly ain't got no game. And this is why I tell guys, the solutions that they give to guys are not solutions for everybody. Not everybody has ambitions on being rich and having that be the solution for them. And it's not an easy task. Why do you think only 1% of men make over $1 million or $1 million or more a year? Even less, if you 500,000, that's like 10 or 5 or 3% of men. It's not an easy task. So what you're telling guys is you have to accomplish something that's very uncommon to get a lot of girls and girls of this caliber. That's basically what you're saying. And he just basically, exposed himself here. He doesn't have game because he didn't know how to handle it. And it goes to show he's not used to handling situations like that. He's not used to handling girls like that. He's not used to shit tests because she's shit testing the shit out of him. I love when I get those girls try to shit test me. You talking crazy to me? Okay, I can handle it because I'm witty and fast, I'm smart, and I have lots of experience. But let's continue to break it down.
I never said I was.
What do you gain from telling girls that they're not special? How does that make you feel? I mean, I know everything is a joke, but I'm asking you a real question.
But see, what do you gain from telling girls you're not special? He could have flipped it back. He could have just said, and this is what I would have said. I said, I didn't say girls aren't special. I said, you're not special. And what I would have said, I would have played on, oh my God, I would have gamed this girl. And sometimes when you do this, it like, you'll find a girl trying to qualify herself after you do this. I would have been like, well, I didn't tell girls that, they're not special. I'm just saying you're not special, right? To be honest, I see your pictures and the pictures look good, but now that you're in person, I'm just a little unimpressed. Like you ever see that that Boosie clip on like TikTok or Instagram where he's like, oh, this bitch is not special. This bitch is regular. That's how I feel because I would say I'm a little disappointed because you're not a bad looking girl, but I just expected a little more. So it came out in that way where I said you're not special as far as, I'm just saying, like, and I would have reiterated that question, what do you have to offer besides your looks? Because I see it, I'm not so impressed, especially in person. So it's like, what do you have to offer besides this, But he couldn't even come up with that. He couldn't off the fly because she already came in firing. So she already wanted this conversation to go a certain way. And as soon as that conversation started, I say to I already see what she's trying to go with this. Okay, she choosing violence. Okay, let's do it. But he, and this is why I tell you guys listen to these guys, and I'm not trying to discredit them. What they're doing and making guys aware of female nature and these type of females is cool. But it's still not a solution. It's not a solution.
Question. So how does it make you feel? Because if I say you're a bitch ass nigga, that does something for me, right? If I insult you, or if
now she just got disrespectful, right? So because he didn't have answers and he couldn't take her off that path of destruction when she's being disrespectful, now it's just, you're a bitch ass nigga, because that does something for me. He had no answers. He couldn't reply. He couldn't be witty. The motherfucker is just like, come on. Like, it's like, dude, that's embarrassing. And you're supposed to be somebody who guys look up to, but you can't handle this situation. And it says a lot about who you are. And another thing is, it's like, that's not somebody who you want to be taking direction from if you know their game isn't complete. It's not. And I'm not saying mine's is 100% perfect, but it's well above average. Because a lot of the times it's not even, it comes down to the person in itself. You have to be witty. And that goes to show a lack of experience. Because when you have a lot of experience with just people in general, you know, you think quick, you know how to handle situations. You've been in certain situations before. At the very least, you know you're used to getting shit tests. This guy's not in the field. He's just talking. And he definitely exposed himself. And this is something that I already alluded to before. When these guys talk about, oh, this, that, and the third, they don't really give a lot of solutions except for, you know, the basic standards, standing up to yourself. Like I was just on Instagram. No, I was on TikTok, and I seen a guy who said it's no point in approaching girls anymore because they have so many options and they're just not going to even bother with you anyway. No, you're just basically saying you don't have game. Even if you do it, even if you say it like this, it's a numbers game. The more girls you approach, the more you'll get. But it's like, in approaching, you also have to have methods and techniques too. And people like him, it's just telling guys, giving guys bad information. And they don't understand women, and they don't understand relationship dynamics. They may understand the very basics, but that's only the tip of the iceberg. You have to understand how to polarize your relationship. I promise you I could have turned that conversation around. Maybe if she sees this now, if she sees this, me reacting to it, and then if I ever were to interview her, then purposely she would probably like, all right, he's coming with a strategy. And then maybe still get to turn it around. There's so many girls I've talked to that were just like on this like shit test rage and turned it around. Now they're like fucking touching on me, feeling me, trying to get my validation. Because she gets tons of it. If anybody got validation to the utmost, it would be this girl, right? Instagram girl, lots of followers, used to it, and dating some of the most richest, famous athletes and entertainers, you know, in the past 10 years. She's definitely got it. So it's like those kind of girls, the game that I try to give works best on, you know, somebody who's used to that stuff. And then you got to adapt for certain people. You can't, you have to adapt to the person you're talking to. You can't talk to just any girl any type of way, you know. You're not going to talk to the good girl, how you talk to a girl that's an attention whore. You're not going to talk to them the same. But that is, knowing that is an indicator of experience. Like I said, this guy isn't in the field. I bet you I can probably guess the number of women he's been with within a certain number. Like, I don't know how much girls he's getting off the Fresh and Fit podcast, because they always have girls on there, but is that actually translating? I can see how he checks women and corrects them and put them in their place that can turn some women on, but this motherfucker ain't got no game.
If I tell you you're not special, you're forgettable, what does that do for me? No, but that doesn't, but that's what I'm saying. No, but I'm saying, what if I call you, if I just say that Again, you're forgettable. That's why I didn't want to do you guys' podcast. Forgettable. Hate the setup. The name is underwhelming. I didn't really see the value in it. Right? That's how I feel. Right. But so.
Yeah, he embarrassed himself. I don't even want to watch. That shit is so cringy and hard to watch. And I know that a lot of guys look up to this man, but it's like I almost didn't want that to happen to him. But it did. And because he didn't handle it well, I'm not going to say I lost respect for him because I already knew what it was with him. I already know that he's that kind of guy, the motherfucker that doesn't have any game. At least, well, there's levels to it, right? There's levels to having game. And we know now that he's not that guy. He's just not that guy. But anyway, guys, like, comment, subscribe. Subscribe to the Spotify podcast. Everything is linked below. If you want to book a private consultation, text 516-500-7906. Text my assistant and book a private consultation. That is not my number. You will not be texting me, so don't text it asking for information because you won't get any. It is not me. Obviously, consultations aren't free, so don't try to come and set up a consultation if you're not going to pay. The prices will be there when you text. And subscribe to Patreon so you learn game, so you get little game like this, and you know how to handle these type of situations, right? But a lot of it is experience. Experience is the mother of learning. So you don't ever get embarrassed like this. And you comfortable in situations like this. Because most guys don't ever experience this type of basic game. Most guys, they get to the, entry level game, and a lot of guys don't even experience this based on, it's based on how often you're out there. How often you're out there in the field. But this was a very good video to react to. But anyway, guys, like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what you thought about it. Tell me how you felt about it. Even tell me how you would handle it. Tell me what you thought about my reaction to it. And just make sure you subscribe to everything, because learning relationship dynamics, that's what none of these guys are really teaching, is how to be in a relationship, how to handle specific situations. The best you'll get from that is like the PUA guys. But then even still, they're not like the biggest on like being in a one-on-one relationship, or they do the rotation stuff pretty well, but it's just not 100% there for me, But this is why I decided to do it myself. It's a lot of unanswered questions that I see guys need answers for. But anyway, guys, I'm all for this. Like, comment, subscribe, and go on fishermancentral.com and get your glasses. These are coming soon. Limited pair.